Hi there. My name is Juntunen. I work in Ann Arbor as a videographer for Constant Motion Productions, and I've been a Gold Card member of the Michigan State Theaters for 6 years. Before I joined as a Gold Card member, I was very much a film enthusiast in search of a home base, a place that showed the films that catered to my interests and presented them with the same sort of revelry and passion that I had for cinema. See, I grew up in Redford, Michigan, where there wasn't a thriving art house nearby to satiate my growing hunger for films out of the mainstream. It wasn't until my early and mid-20s when my scope of life expanded beyond where I grew up, and I started exploring more, driving around, looking for the things that scratch my restless itches, including a theater that might actually host a midnight showing of Blade Runner. The final cut, not the director's cut, obviously. I finally found that in the State and Michigan theaters. I'd leave from my job in Southfield, catch a 7 p.m. showing in Ann Arbor, maybe also a 9 p.m., make it a double feature, and then I'd drive home, all the way to Redford that same night. I'd probably do that a few times a week until I finally, properly, moved to Ann Arbor. Well, if I was going to move to Ann Arbor, this was going to only make my growing addiction to these theaters more intense. So, not being a rich man, I looked for the best bang for my buck, and after some research, becoming a Gold Card member just made the most sense. Year in and year out, I was seeing about 100 movies a year at these theaters. They were an integral part of my life, through good and bad. Here, when I say bad, I mean depression. Unlike most folks out there, I regularly get a deep seasonal variety of it in the summer. In 2017, I was enduring a particularly brutal bout of it. I found my way into the annex cinema of the Michigan Theater, a little temporary room that was used to help add extra screenings while the State Theater was under major renovations. Here, amongst only about a dozen people, I caught a matinee showing of David Lowery's A Ghost Story, a film about time, grief, death, and regret. The film had a profound impact on my mental health that day, like I had been in a deep sleep and then was abruptly awoken with an ice-cold bucket of water being dumped on my head. I walked out into the sunshine after that movie with a sense of hope that I hadn't walked in with. That's just the power of film. Some people I will quite frankly never understand, find joy through exercise. That's their endorphin rush, the activity that gives structure and meaning to their lives, and most importantly, what keeps their mind running correctly. For me, and I've found over the years for many others, their equivalent is going to the movies. When the pandemic hit, I lost that fundamental aspect of my life, and the generous offerings of Netflix and the whole gang of streaming services couldn't fill the hole in my soul, because it's so much more about the film itself. It's the setting. There's no ceremony to plopping on your couch, perhaps the same couch you've already been on all day working from home, and starting a movie. You're going to check your phone, you're going to be too lazy to turn off the lights, and you'll not be impacted the same when the movie wraps and the credits roll. It doesn't hold a candle to the ritual of walking up to the Michigan or State, grabbing a bucket of fresh popcorn, slipping into your seat and preparing to watch the latest offering from Chloe Zhao or Barry Jenkins. During last year's temporary closure, I began to feel atrophied. Even having these theaters back open in limited capacity, I'm still not back up to my previous strength when it comes to seeing movies here, but I'm so thankful they're still around. Keeping these theaters alive and running through generous donations via the Towsley Society is keeping countless people in this region alive and running too. I am here as a living example of that. For all these theaters have given me, how have I been able to give back? Our video production company, Constant Motion Productions, has been making the 7-minute Towsley Society event videos for 5 years now. And in addition to seeing the best of American independent cinema, documentaries, international features, festival darlings, and now even the big blockbusters I used to go to Cinemark to see, I also have a personal relationship with some of the people who keep these wonderful buildings running. That's special to me. Our relationship has even gotten to the point now where the staff can tease me that I really use the hell out of my Gold Card, which I do. I consider myself lucky and incredibly grateful that I was and continue to be trusted with the opportunity to give back to the place that provides me with countless hours of laughter, tears, horror, joy, and wonder. A place that allows escape and privacy among other strangers in the dark seeking the same comforts, 2 hours at a time. I look forward to the day when my little contribution each year as a Gold Card member is able to transform into becoming a member of the Towsley Society, so that my monetary contribution may grow closer to the emotional contribution that these theaters have given to me. Thank you.